Yeah, yeah. What it do, what it is, it's your boy AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter/X at AK Infinity underscore VVS. This is the Rockets Propaganda channel. Also streaming live on the Rockets Round Robin channel. Make sure y'all go follow them two channels for me. What up, my man King? Salute to you as always. Always first in the building. What's going down with you? Yeah. So Rockets got a bit of a important, I would say, an important game tonight. Playing against the Utah Jazz. I know someone say, "Oh, we playing a garbage team." You know what I'm saying? Why is this game important? I'm gonna tell you why this game is important. Because if you come out flat, like the last time we played the Jazz, it was on Saturday. We came out flat, ended up taking an L to the lowly Utah Jazz, who have no playoff hopes, play-in hopes, and nothing at all. Came out with a lack of focus. They tell me that you're mentally not there. If you look at the Utah Jazz tonight, you look at their record and you're playing against their record instead of playing against a team, that tells me that their focus is not there. That tells me that these dudes ain't taking the game serious. They're not ready for the playoffs mentally. A lot of this stuff is going to be mental. When you're playing these bag teams, it's mental. What up, Dreaded Gandhi Gaming? Good to see you back. Appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up. Yeah, for sure. But I've been on, though. I've been on. I ain't done no regular vids. I only been doing the live streams as of late. I ain't got the time like I used to. But I'm gonna try to get some other videos up, and outside of the lives, we're gonna see though. Appreciate it again. But yeah, man, Utah Jazz, man. We see what happens when you play a team that, you know what I'm saying, record-wise, you should probably dominate them, but they're not going in the game lacing them up to lose. Y'all know what I say all the time. Nobody lacing them up to lose at all. So with that being said, make sure we come out this game, take them very serious. If there's many things that and I'm going to get into it as I do the preview, but there's many things that you can't do against a team that is hopeless and lifeless. I ain't gonna say lifeless, maybe hopeless, but not lifeless. They full of life. They full of. I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say because we on public airways. But some of y'all know what I was probably gonna say. Some of y'all in my little age group. Dreaded Gandhi said, "Playoffs starting up. This is the final stretch for sure. We got to make these games count in our favor." You damn right. We do for sure. And it ain't like we got the number 2 seed sold up either. So there's seeding implications. There's a preparedness that we need to come to this game with. There's a focus mindset that we need to come to this game with. We can't have players where we giving them any kind of hope. Ryan Diamond, I hate you with all of my heart and soul, but what's good with you, my guy? I need to get you on, bro. We gotta do another show together, man. King said, losing to a 16-win team is pure worthlessness. Yeah, and we did that already. We can't do it twice, though. King said, no excuse. We got to win. You damn right. Yeah, we definitely got to win this, man. Like, I don't even care who hurt. Like, I don't care if we suiting up 7 guys, bro. Like, we not going to lose to these dudes. We can't. We got to come out here focused. But, all right. I think that's about it for my little soliloquy. Let's go on and get to it, man. Let's go on and get to it. So, injury report. They say Steven Adams is out. This is at least what I'm just pulling up right now as we speak. They say Steven Adams is out. Obviously, Reed Shepard is out. I said Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard is out. For the Utah Jazz, obviously they got a slew of dudes who not even finna suit up because they playing for ping pong balls right now. Jordan Clarkson, obviously, he out for the season. Lauri Markkanen, they say he out. Elijah Harkless, he out. I said Harkless, he out. But he don't really be in a rotation like that. No way. John Collins, he out for a little bit. He been out for a whole hot second. And then Taylor Hendricks is out for the season. Taylor Hendricks is an interesting prospect to me, man. I think in the right situation, he'd probably be pretty useful. I'd take a flyer on him if I had to, like, if we had to make some kind of a smart move. That's a guy I'd probably take a flyer on, but that's just me. King said the only hope we gotta give them is hope that they'll get Cooper Flag. Yeah. Wouldn't that just be ironic? Well, not ironic, but wouldn't that just be fitting for Cooper Flag to go over there and play with the Utah Jazz? Yeah. King say, damn, this is a team I believe we specifically need a double big lineup. If Larry Markin are not playing, I don't think so. Not really. Not too much so. Do you know Steve O's injured or I think it's rest. It's usually rest with Steve O. He's been pretty healthy this season. He just doesn't play like on, I guess, certain games or mainly back to back. He don't play the both nights or back to back. So that's probably what it is. It's probably just rest, but who knows? Do we have a back to back? I don't think we have a back to back, do we? No, we don't. I mean, we play again. Hold on. Let me double check that because I might be capping. Okay. So we got the Jazz tonight. I'm supposed to know this ahead of time. I'm such a casual. We play Phoenix on Sunday. So we got a couple of games rest. So, and we on the road, but still, yeah. So I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm gonna err on the side of he just resting. I don't really think it's a matter of him, being, hurt or anything like that. But yeah, here we go. King say, oh, Larry not playing now. Larry Markin is not playing. A23, what's good with it? He said, yeah. Dreaded Gandhi say, back to back up next. Yeah. Oh, up next. Yeah. But yeah, we're not playing again until Sunday. So yeah, we got one more back to back the rest of the season. I think it's if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Lakers. I think it's Phoenix and then it's the Lakers. I think. I ain't finna go back and look again because screw both them teams anyway. All right. Next up on the list, man. Who's scrapping? Man, for the simple fact that I don't really know who's gonna play over there, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna lie. I hate the Jazz, of course. As a Rockets fan, it is like my duty to hate the Jazz. But I actually kind of like some of the young guys, man. I like some of the young guys. Isaiah Collier is a guy who I was kind of high on at USC and coming into the league. He got a little dog in him too, so he gonna be on my scrap list. I could probably see him and Aaron Holiday maybe getting into it a little bit of a shoving match. Somebody playing a little bit too physical and the other one don't like it, and somebody shoved the other one, and then I don't think they're gonna box or nothing, but they're probably gonna have a little scrap, just a small little dust up. And then oh man, this is difficult, man. I don't know. Colin Sexton, nah. Bryce Sensabaugh, nah. KJ Martin, he like everybody over here on the right. Them still his boys, so I don't see him doing no crazy scrapping. Let's go Keontae George and Dylan Brooks. Keontae George kind of did us in last game too. So he probably, ready and primed up to have another good one against the Rockets. So yeah, so we're gonna have it's gonna be Keontae George, Dylan Brooks getting into it, and then maybe Aaron Holiday with Isaiah Collier. All right, X Factors. Woo-wee. Man, last game, they kind of embarrassed us with these X Factors, man. All the X Factors have showed up. I'm going to say Walker Kessler. He probably going to end up being a problem for us. Down low in the paint, dealing with Alperen Sengun. Alperen Sengun, he going to end up figuring them out like by the fourth quarter, but first through third quarter is probably going to be kind of suspect-ish. So I could probably see Walker Kessler, being a bit of an issue. Probably a little bit on the offensive end too. They can probably use him a lot in pick and roll. With Isaiah Collier and Colin Sexton and Keontae George, probably going to be a lot of that. Kyle Filipowski is another guy I think could possibly give us some issues because he's a big man who can stretch the floor. He can shoot it from the outside. He can pass it a little bit too. He's a decent rebounder. He's still a kid though, rookie. So that's another guy I keep an eye on. If I had to pick one more guy, Bryce Sensabaugh might be another guy who ends up, kind of giving us some issues. I can't really say how right now as I'm speaking, but I can see him being somebody who will give us some issues. Now on the other end for the Rockets, I want to say Cam Whitmore, but he ain't even in the rotation anymore. We didn't squeeze the rotation down to 8 people now, and unfortunately, that means Cam Whitmore for sure. His exit out the rotation is gonna be very quiet. But I'm gonna say, man, Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks will probably have a nice little game for us this game. Not that he doesn't have a defensive assignment that he really needs to focus on heavily, but I think in games like this, he'll show up. Probably have an opportunity to get in his offensive bag a little bit more because the Jazz don't necessarily defend that well. So Dylan Brooks will probably mess around and have him a little decent game. It's not like a big wing or a guard that's going to really tire him out like that unless they have Dylan Brooks guarding Colin Sexton, which I don't think is a good idea at all. They better not. They better not. It's probably going to be a Ben Thompson guarding Colin Sexton if he's playing. As of right now, I believe he is. Also for the Rockets, outside of Dylan Brooks, Jabari gonna have him a game. He's gonna have him a game. This may be one of them games where if them guards start to do a sin a little bit, we might see some Jabari at the 5, seeing that Steve-O is out, and I'm not sure if Jock Landale is really gonna be in the rotation, so they might throw Jabari at the 5 for a couple of minutes this game. He's probably gonna make his presence felt on both ends. If they do that, he's gonna be containing guards at the level of screen, switching out and whatnot. And then I want to see a lot more pick and roll with Jabari and Jalen. Jabari low-key is a decent role man. They did it that one game. I can't remember which game it was. But Jabari is a decent role man. So they probably throw some wrinkles in there with a little bit of that, or to do some pick and pop with him. I need to see more pick and pop, and I need to see some more slip screens from Jabari too. I need him to improve on his screen setting too, but that's probably going to come with more upper body and core strength and more size too. So I ain't too upset about it right now, but it's something he need to improve on. So Jabari is going to be a guy, an X factor for us. The third guy, let me go with 3 X factors. Man. This isn't necessarily going to be a game where we're going to need Fred to come bail us out. We need Fred more like against some super duper high IQ teams. Let's just say Aaron Holiday. I believe he will get some playing time off the bench this game. It just would make some sense. Seeing as this is probably, I can see this as a game where we probably go. They're going to need him on the defensive end against some of these guards, man. Collier, Sensabaugh, Sexton, Keontae George. They're gonna need some of his defense on the court. And he's going to be able to spread the floor for us, too. So, I believe Aaron Holiday should be in the playoff rotation as well. Even if it's just like 8 minutes. 8 minutes of Aaron Holiday is perfectly fine. Come in, play some hard-nosed defense, hit a couple of threes, boom. Get your ass back out. We good. I think he'll be really critical on that. Let me catch up on these comments, though. Oh, man. Oh, these boys is in here greeting each other like a mug. King say Jock Landale versus Walker Kessler. I don't want to see that. Walker Kessler will body Jock Landale. I'm sorry. Dreaded Gandhi say Keontae versus Dylan is crazy. I don't think so. I don't think that's too crazy. Keontae a dog, boy. Keontae a dog. Yeah, y'all still in here greeting each other like McKing say, I got Jalen as our X Factor. Jalen is outside of X Factor status. Jalen Shingun and Amen Thompson, those guys are no longer X factors. Those are constants. Those are guys you expect to show up each and every single game. Those are our three guys. That's our big three. That's a three-headed monster. They're not X factors no more. But I'm gonna read the rest of your comment. I got Jalen as our X factor. I challenge him to get 30 in at least 5 of these in these last games. Okay, my man Clips Gordon. I said Clips Gordon. Clips Gorman. LP at point guard. Boy. Boy, you on that Galaxy gas talking about LP at point guard. He's probably gonna lead the team in assists though this game. He probably get like 8-9 assists this game though. Talking about he gonna be in point guard. Well, he ain't gonna play point guard, but he probably gonna be shipping and distributing like a mug though. Matchups to watch. Yeah, the Walker Kessler and LP matchup. That's probably number one on my list because guys like that usually give Alperen Sengun some issues on both ends. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm sure LP has figured him out a little bit to this point. You played him. It's his third season playing him, and you know what I'm saying. At some point, you got to get used to these kind of matchups. And I believe LP should be able to, figure him out. If you can figure out a guy like Walker Kessler, who's a really good defensive player and decent enough offensive player, I think that'll show some growth towards the end of the season in getting ready for the playoffs. So that's one matchup. Another matchup, I believe Jalen Green and Colin Sexton may be guarding each other. I expect Jalen Green to do very bad things to Colin Sexton. That's what I expect. I'm not saying what numbers he's going to get, but Jalen Green look like he locked in and in the zone, and he ready for this postseason run. If any of these young dudes in that other team, Colin Sexton excluded because he's not necessarily a young guy no more. If any of these dudes, any of them guards on the other team run their mouth about anything, I'm expecting Jalen Green to pull their Adam's apple out their neck. Period. So Jalen and any guards over there in Utah, that's a matchup to watch. Let's go with a third one. Let's say, I don't know who they gonna even attempt to guard Amen Thompson with, but it's probably gonna be if they go Walker Kessler and start Kyle Filipowski at the 4. If they do that, I'll be interested to see if Kyle Filipowski is the guy that they trust to guard Amen Thompson. That'll be interesting. I'm not sure if they'll do that, though. I'm not sure. They did that in the game against the Memphis Grizzlies, but the Memphis Grizzlies got a little bit more size than we do up front with Triple J and Zach Edey. So I'm not sure how that's going to look. I'm tripping. Zach Edey didn't play last game. It was Santi Aldama, but still the same thing. 2 big bodies, even though Santi Aldama is more of like an outside guy. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting to see how Utah guards us coming out the game. I'm not sure. I'm really, really not sure if that's going to give us an issue. And, we starting that Poochie starting lineup. The starting lineup that looks cute and pretty on paper, but in practice it ain't working. The Fred, Jalen, Dylan, Amen, Alpi 5-man unit is one of the worst that we have on the team. We should never have that. I ain't gonna say never had that 5-man unit on the floor, but it should not be starting. It just shouldn't be. Absolutely not. And I believe Amen Thompson is playing today. I would have rested him, but I ain't the coach. Coach know more basketball than I will. He know more basketball in a week than I will in my whole life. So I ain't gonna argue with him too much on that. Man. All right, keys to the game. All right, it's very simple what the keys to the game is, man. We're not giving them no hope stats. What is a hope stat? Stats that you can control that you just decide not to because you're not taking your opponent serious. An example, rebounds. Don't think just because they're a young team, and as a matter of fact, that's how they beat us last game. They absolutely pwned us on the glass. Pwned us. Straight. I ain't never, it didn't make no sense. And then a lot of it was, if I'm not mistaken, If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was this same starting lineup. I might be wrong though. But yeah, rebounds is the number one thing, man, on my list. Offensive rebounds. Well, for us, defensive rebounds, but for them, offensive rebounds. Like, we cannot be giving up a bunch of offensive rebounds because that's a hope stat. Another hope stat: 3-point shots. If we leaving them butt naked at the 3-point line and they end up catching a rhythm, guess what? Now they got some hope. They got an equalizer when they got no business being nowhere near us. That's another equalizer. So you giving them extra possessions with offensive rebounds, and they hitting through, and you allowing them to hit threes. I'm pretty sure y'all know what the last hope stat is. Turnovers. Again, extra possession. If we turning the ball over and giving them easy transition points, now they got even more hope. So we got to get rid of these hope stats, man. We're not coming in this game. We should not come in this game, just openly willing and ready and able to get them a bunch of hope. We shouldn't be doing any of that. Like, we need to make sure our defensive rotations are crisp. We need to make sure we hit the glass and hit the glass hard. Like, we need to win. I'm talking about, if we really focus the way we need to be focused, we need to win the board battle by like 15 plus, at least in the heat of the game, or until, like, if we really take the game serious, we blow them out. All right, that mean cool. All right, they was really mentally locked in, and they ain't take the opponent for granted. Cool. That's another NBA team over there. I don't care who they got. I don't care what the names is on the back of their jersey. They play on the NBA floor on the hardwood the same way you do. So no threes, defensive rebound, limit them turnovers. Point blank, period. There's no X's and O's or nothing. There's no certain plays I'm worried about. There's no certain sets I'm worried about. There's no nothing else. No hope stats, period. None whatsoever. All right, let me catch up on these. Comments though. King said Kessler, LP definitely the matchup to watch. LP need to be a grown man tonight. Oh, I want LP to do very, very bad things to Walker Kessler, man. Not just because he's Walker Kessler, but because he plays for the Utah Jazz and Alperen Sengun. I want him to I just want to see that he's gotten over that bugaboo of that particular archetype of a center. I want to see that. Chris G say, if Jalen starts hitting the 3-ball, 40-piece incoming. If the game go long enough, if he's hitting threes, he's not going to have to play long enough to get to that 40-piece. You know what I'm saying? If he's hitting his threes and hitting them early, I'm not talking about waiting for the second or third quarter of the team tripping. I'm talking about from the giggity get-go. He need to come out. I'm not saying firing threes. I don't really like when he fire a bunch of threes. It's cute, it's nice, it's pretty when he making them, but I want him attacking the glass. I said the glass, attacking the rim. I want him to look at the rim like the rim stole his lunch money and slap Dre on the booty. That's what I want him to look. That's what I want him to play like. You angry at the rim. The rim sent your girlfriend a DM. All right. King said this is Sexton's 7th season, I believe. Kind of crazy because he was pretty hyped up. Yeah, he was, bro. Like, I was really high on him at was it Bama? I think it was Bama. Was it Bama or was it Arkansas? No, it was Arkansas over there with Avery Johnson. I was really excited about Colin Sexton, man. I was really excited about him, man. I thought he was gonna be one of the ones. I thought he was gonna be like the next great point guard coming out the draft. But then he ended up tearing his ACL. Was it his ACL or was it his Achilles? I think it was ACL. Over there with Cleveland. He's still a good player, but he's just not the same guy who, you know what I'm saying, that I thought was gonna, kind of take over the NBA at the guard position. King says, keys to the game. We must keep the lead from tip to buzzer. No Diddy. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm with you on that, dog. I'm with you on that all the way, because, again, if they do that, the number one thing that tells me, focus. Don't let up. Foot on the gas, pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. Matter of fact, cut your brake cord. You don't need no brake fluid. You don't need none of that. All gas, all acceleration. That's what I need, man. That's what I need from this team. Thanks for the no Diddy. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. You know I always got your back. No Diddy again. Oh man. All right. So now Halftime, final score, player of the game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all and act like I believe we actually gonna come out and take this game serious. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Or am I? Matter of fact, yeah, I am gonna lie to y'all. Halftime score 67-41. I'm lying to y'all. I don't really think that, but I'm gonna just say it to see if it happens. You just put it out there in the universe, and we'll see what the universe give back to it. That's what we're gonna do. Final score, man. Let's do 133, 107. Is that unreasonable, y'all think? 133 to 107. I think that's pretty doable, man. So, and this is me hoping and praying that these guys actually come out here and they take this thing serious. Because if they're taking it serious, that should be the halftime score and final score, or something similar to that. If you a second seed, play like it. They a 16-win team. You need to. I don't want to say treat them like it, but you need to treat them like they OKC in the first round. I know we second seed and we're not gonna match up with OKC, but you get what I'm saying. You get my comparison. Play them as if this is the first game of the playoffs. Matter of fact, that's every game throughout the rest of the season. Every game is a playoff game because every game has seeding implications here on out. Whether we're playing a team that's in the playoffs or play-in or not, everybody playing for something. You got teams that's playing for ping pong balls. That's the Utah Jazz. We don't care about that. We playing for seeding. And then we're also going to be playing teams that's playing for seeding or playing for their play-in lives. So we need to take everybody serious because we can expect everybody's best blow to come against us. Everybody's coming out throwing their best shots against us. So we need to play like that, and we need to, be on guard against that. Player of the game, though. Oh man, I don't know what makes sense for player of the game. It could be a lot of guys, man. It could be Dylan. It could be Jalen. It could be LP. It could be. I don't know if this is gonna be one of them Amen games, and then he coming off that ankle. So I don't know. It could be Jabari. I don't know, man. Let's go. I'm gonna go Jalen. How confident I am in that, I'm not sure. But he has kind of been, a lot more serious these days. And let me just get this out of the way. I'm gonna just go ahead and declare this right now. Jalen Green has been our most consistent player all season long. I don't care what nobody say. I know. And low key, maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm not. Jalen been our best player too. Like if you look at the entire body of work, he been our best player this season. I'm not just talking about stats. I'm talking like if you look how he's used, if you look how the defenses treat him, they treat him like no, anybody but him. If you look at, I forgot what his stat was, man. Like Jalen Green is like, I think he's top 5 in gravity in the league, something like that. Something similar to that. Jalen low-key been our best player, man. He didn't make the All-Star because in the West, it's loaded with guards. So if you make the All-Star team as a guard in the West, you damn near All-NBA. He's not All-NBA yet, but if he was in the East, he probably made the All-Star. Jalen been our best player this season, man. So I'm gonna need some of y'all to put some respect on his name. I know there's been a lot of trepidation around him past 3 seasons. I think we can kind of get over that now at some point. I hope that we can stop waiting on his next blunder of a game to try to, continue narratives that are just ongoing for no reason. We need to kill some of them narratives, bro. We just need to kill it. We need to kill it. The lows ain't there like they used to be. Everybody's going to have a bad game every now and again, but Jalen has really cut that out of his diet. He hasn't even had as many highs as he had last season, but he's found more of a steady groove, and that's what we mostly ask for. And then at the beginning of the season, when myself and the rest of the round robin guys, we did a podcast. We said I said when it came around to asking expectations for Jalen Green, I was like, it's not necessarily numbers that I'm looking for. I'm looking for impact. Like I need Jalen Green to be one of them guys where it's like, damn, why is Jalen still sitting? Why is he not in the game? We need him in the game to close this thing out. Or why are we benching Jalen Green? We need him to get like it needs to be something like that. He needs to be a positive on the floor more than a negative. Like we need to be more. I ain't gonna say Jalen centric, but he just needs to be more impactful, and he's definitely been that. He's definitely been that, man. He hasn't been benched as much as he used to be. He's guarding a lot better on defense, so you can't bench him for defense. He's shooting the ball a lot better. Free throw shooting has taken a nosedive though since like January. I don't know what the hell happened, but 3-point shooting, specifically his spot up 3-point shooting, that's been really good. I think his spot up 3-point shooting, I think is near 40%. Just spot up, like catch and shoot. So he's improved everything we've asked him to improve. Now the numbers may not really reflect it, like especially the advanced numbers for all of you number nerds. The numbers may not like really show it, but this is why you got to watch. If you're watching and if you're seeing how other teams are guarding him and you're seeing how he's responding and adjusting, that's what I was looking for. We almost there. I ain't gonna say we've arrived yet because the playoffs is gonna let me know. But I think it's safe to say we can dead all of that nonsense Jalen Green narratives, bro. We can dead all that, please. Anyway, tip off gonna start here in like the next few minutes. Y'all do me a favor, man. If you're watching on the YouTube, if you ain't subscribed yet, you need to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment from it down below if you're watching this after the live. Also, make sure y'all sharing the videos. Make sure y'all telling y'all friends to come through and subscribe. Man, I was looking at my analytics the other day. Why is like 70-some% of y'all be watching and y'all don't be subscribing? Don't make me come through and teleport to each and every one of y'all houses who be watching and don't be subscribing. I'm gonna hit that subscribe button for you. Keep playing with me, see what happens. Anyway, tell a friend. Hold on, we got one last comment. King saying, yeah, that's right. Tell a friend. And tell all of y'all friends, even tell your enemies too. Tell them to pull up. They're gonna like me though. They may not like you. I understand why, because you won't subscribe. Anyway, we out. We're gonna be back at halftime. Yeah, 1.